Hi, my name is Corey Minter. I'm with Trinity Employment Specialist. I'm joined by Darcel. And here at Trinity, we want to be an educational source for travel nurses. And we want to give the best information out there about what's happening in travel nursing. All right, we had such a big slump that happened due to the COVID. Now we've got this big, huge surge, including some crisis rates that are coming. And right now we're at July 27th of 2020, and we're going to be moving into the summer and then winter season. So you're going to see an acceleration of job needs that's going to happen in the winter months. So what we want to do is give you all of the education that we can. And so now we're going to be talking about travel nursing pay. What should you be looking at? What are some good questions that you should ask? But before I start with that, I want to get into a little bit some statistics. And these stats are going to be coming from travelnursingcentral.com. It says we investigated the reasons travel nurses travel and found out that making more money and seeing new places were the main reasons. Now, not everyone can go do this because of your home style. I was talking to a physical therapist literally last night at a pool party, and she does want to do travel nursing, but she can't go do it because she's got to take care of her kids. However, I was telling her about the options where you can just travel 50 miles, and if you can find new options there. So we were talking about that, but here were the stats from travelnursingcentral.com. 25% of travel nurses do this profession because they make more money. 8% because they want to learn new skills and make themselves more valuable in the hospitals. 31% because they want to go visit new places and they can get paid more to go do it. 17% because they just want to go meet new people. They got stuck where they're at. They just want a new environment. 14% is to explore places to move someday. They want to stay there for 3 or 4 months before they commit. And 3% were other. What are some average rates for travelers nowadays? And so 15 to 20%. Let's see, travelers out there, how much money are you making on your current assignments per hour, not including what you make in housing reimbursement? 0% said zero. 10% said 21 to 26%. 22 people said 31%, said 27 to 32%. And so these are some things that are really interesting statistics. But let's jump into, travel nursing pay. What are some of the things that people need to look at? And the number one thing is duplicate expenses. What are some of the duplicate expenses that people might be running into, Darcel?
Well, the only duplicate expenses that they would have is their housing. Okay, because they'll have that on a weekly basis or a month. But I would say to any nurse who want to travel right now during this COVID, because I have a traveler who's traveling right now, and because I told her when she find housing, if you don't do Airbnb, talk to the hotel. Let them know that you're a traveler during the COVID, and they gave her an excellent rate. So they're saving money on that housing.
Yes.
Due to that. So hotels are letting nurses stay there for half of what they would normally charge. So that is the only duplicate expense they would have. Everything else is your pocket money. Even though you might pay $60, $70, $80 on your hotel weekly, think of that. All the rest of that weekly pay, which might be $2,400 a week, you're putting in your pocket.
Yeah, I was in this particular article that I was reading. They were talking about some of the people that do travel nursing when they go out of state. They do an Airbnb for their home while they're gone for the 3 months, and they're staying somewhere else. So not only are they getting a duplicate salary, or I'm sorry, a tax-free stipend but they're also getting paid for using their house, and so it's a dual business.
Yes, they're making a lot of money.
And here's the thing, and Darcel will be able to talk about it a little bit more because she understands it better. But you have to keep your home.
Absolutely. Oh, yes.
And it's for tax purposes,
Yes,
right?
that is correct. That is correct.
So a lot of travel nurses, they're going to go out and spend they were wanting to go out and just use the travel nursing agency to pay for their home, but for tax purposes, you've got to keep that home. And so some nurses have figured out a way to make it a duplicate income. Maintain a permanent address at your tax home using one bank account. Be sure your one bank account was opened at your branch in your tax home. What is the purpose of this? Have you heard of this?
Yes, because of when they file their taxes. When you file your taxes, they look at your check, and you have to be able to say most of that. And they have a contract. As long as you hold on to your contract that you had from the agency, take it with your tax person, have your bank, the same bank that we deposit your travel money into, it's all for tax purposes.
Oh, okay. And so that would bring me to my next point, is to file your taxes as a non-resident in assignment states.
Correct.
Do not file as a resident.
That is correct.
Right.
Because it's tax-free, because you're a traveler.
Wow.
So even though you're in another state, we still have to deduct your money from your home state.
Right.
Because the government says you're a traveler, so you just pay where you live. That's why you're home state.
These are some things you really need to talk to your tax accountant about. And a lot of times, I would imagine they wouldn't even understand this. Because it's going to be rare if you think about it. Do most tax accountants get
Yes,
it?
because nurses travel. This business has been so lucrative for the past 20 years. So they are aware
Well,
of
make
travelers.
sure that your tax accountant is aware
Yes,
of
absolutely.
this profession. Keep your driver's license registered at your tax home. Do not get a
Correct.
new driver's license.
That is for real.
What are some reasons behind
The reason is when, say a hospital we have, St. Francis, you have to be 100 miles away. So what they do is look at your driver's license. What is your address on that driver's license?
Right.
So your radius has to be exactly 100 miles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Register to vote in your tax home, no matter what the circumstances are. Do not register to vote anywhere other than your tax home.
Oh, because you could be in trouble.
Oh, is that why?
That's
okay,
exactly
let's
right.
just keep it at that.
Yeah. Come
All right.
November, you're on the contract, you want to vote, you go try to register somewhere else, but you're registered in your home state.
Right. I don't know how much time we have left here. We're looking, okay, we got some more time. Make sure that all financial services that you utilize have your tax home address, like your 401k and other types of financial services that you utilize.
Correct.
Number 8, maintain a primary doctor and dentist in your tax home. Why would that matter?
Just for your insurance, because you have
That's
insurance
right,
with
for
us.
insurance.
Yes, and you want first day insurance with us. So it's
Right.
going according to your address.
Well, and if you're using an HMO, I know it's going to be way more expensive if you jump outside of your
someone else.
network.
Exactly.
Yeah. Volunteer in civic activities. If you currently participate in such activities, continue to do so or maintain some kind of connection. If you don't participate in these activities, it may be a good time to look into it just to keep things the same. The last thing is, and we'll wrap it up, is register all your vehicles in your tax state. Despite the fact that you're traveling, you should register all your vehicles in your tax state and keep them registered. Why would
Correct.
that be the...
Because if you ever be audited, they look at that.
Okay.
The taxes, you're not paying any taxes. And some nurses could do a contract for 12 months because you could extend up to every 3 months. So
Right.
that means if the IRS come back and say, I want to see where your address is, everything's registered at, they will ask for those documents.
It's so crazy how much you've learned in having to walk nurses
Oh
through
yeah,
this.
you have to, because if you don't, because they ask me, well, what's going to happen when I go claim my taxes? And I tell them all the options that they have,
Yeah.
the things that they should do, the things they shouldn't do.
Right.
Because then they come back. I have had agencies who get in trouble
Got it.
because they don't educate.
Well, call Darcel if you're concerned or just wondering or wanting to learn. Give her a call. She would love to help you out and just teach you about this industry, because think about it. You can make double if you just understand some of these things. Trinity, you can call us at 918-622 2588. Or if you want to just check us out online, it's trinityemployment.com.